I think I got introduced to smoking marijuana when I was like 13 years old. Really just hanging around the wrong crowd, got introduced to it. And obviously that led to hard drugs, cocaine, prescription pills was a huge, issue I had. And really just making those choices. And that kept spiraling down. That kept getting worse and worse. I remember growing up in church, in the South, and we had to go to church because, that's what everybody did. That was mandatory to go to church. But I never had a relationship with God. I never prayed. I never read the Word. Probably the lowest point in my life is on my mom's birthday in 2004, being strung out on cocaine and being in the intensive care room with my aunt and my sister and watching my father pass away right in front of my eyes, and being 18 years old and watching my father grasp for air and pass away right in front of me. That was the lowest point in my life when I lost my father. It's even hard to come up with words and how to even share about that, but that was my lowest point, my breaking point, if you will, where I knew that I was lost. My life spiraled out of control until I was at the very bottom, really about to die. I didn't want to live anymore. And 1 month later, I found myself in the county detention center in jail, broken, lost, just a teenager, just lost my father, no hope in my life. And my mom, she would always pray for me and tell me that I had a call upon my life to help people and to preach the Word. And she was praying for me to go to Teen Challenge, this one-year Christian rehab place. There were some pretty serious charges, man, and they were going to send me to prison for 4 to 6 years. But thank God they gave me an ultimatum to go. I could do that or I could go to Teen Challenge for 1 year. And so obviously I chose to go to Teen Challenge. I got delivered from drug addiction through really in a practical way. It really wasn't some, where it was like some lightning bolt came down or God just said, "You're delivered." It was me going to a place that taught me how to pray, that taught me how to read the Word, where I got discipled, where somebody really explained, the Bible to me in a way that I could understand it, so I could apply it really to my everyday life. I'm, waking up and just throughout the day, just having that relationship with Jesus and just a real, not a very religious way, not because I had to, but because I had a desire to want to change. I didn't want to live like that anymore. And so I think for me, as I worked with the Lord, and put my work in too, then I think that's where my freedom came from. My spiritual father, Sal DiBianca, actually who led me to the Lord from Sandhills Teen Challenge, he got saved, I think, 35 years ago. He was strung out on cocaine, and he walked into his mom's house, and his mom was watching TV and Christian television. And while he was sitting there high on cocaine, he gave his life to Christ watching TV 35 years ago. And that's the gentleman that mentors me, that led me to the Lord. And so without Christian television, who knows if I would even have the chance to got saved or got, had a whole new life. So that's just very interesting to think about the impact and the legacy of TBN is pretty strong, man. It's pretty strong. It's crazy thinking, for me looking back, I never would thought that I would become a minister or be a preacher. That was never a desire for me to be some preacher. I never thought I would ever do that. I was always the wild kid, and you never know what God's going to do with your life and how He can use your story. My story is the grace of God, that Jesus can take somebody that is screwed up, that's lost, that has nothing, that's in jail, that's broken, that's on the verge of maybe taking their own life. Jesus can take that life and He can touch that life and He can use that to change other people. That's what He wants to do. And so that's what I would say is, man, go for it, man. If God has put stuff in your heart, dreams and purpose and visions, don't hold back, man. Go for it. And, I think you'll be surprised at how God will use your life.